Hello, everyone. Welcome back. So just to kind of recap, we're in Genesis in the King James Version of the Bible. It's going to be 1824, but I'm on actually 19, a little bit further down the page, probably about halfway down of this book that I have. So I'm going to kind of recap and then start over again. But yeah, okay. So 19, it says, "There came two angels to Sodom, and even Lot, and Lot sat at the gate of Sodom, and seeing them rose up to meet them, and he bowed himself with his face towards the ground. And he said, Behold now, my lords, turn in, I pray you, into your servant's house, and tarry all night, and wash your feet, and ye shall rise up early, and go on your ways. And they said, Nay, but we will abide in the street all night. And he pressed upon them greatly, and they turned in unto him, and entered into his house. And he made them a feast, and did bake unleavened bread, and they did eat. But before they lay down, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, compassed the house around, both old and young, all the people from every quarter. And they called unto Lot, and said unto him, Where are the men which came into thee this night? Bring them out unto us, that we may know them. And Lot went out at the door unto them, and shut the door after him, and said, I pray you, brethren, do not so wickedly. Behold now, I have two daughters, which have not known man. Let me, I pray you, bring them out unto you, and do ye to them as is good in your eyes. Only unto these men do nothing, for therefore came they under the shadow of my roof." So these innocent, fresh girls, he didn't want nothing to happen to them, trying to keep them safe, because he's worried about this place of bedlam and sin. And they said, Stand back. And they said again, This one fellow came into sojourn, and he will needs be a judge. Now will we deal worse with thee than with them? And they pressed sore upon the man, even Lot, and came near to break the door. But the men put forth their hand, and pulled Lot into the house to them, and shut the door. And they smote the men that were at the door of the house with blindness, both small and great, so they wearied themselves to find the door. And the man said unto Lot, Hast thou here any besides? Son-in-law, and thy sons, and thy daughters, and whatsoever thou hast in the city, bring them unto this place. For we will destroy this place, because the cry of them is waxen great from the face of the Lord, and the Lord hath sent us to destroy it. And Lot went out, spake unto his sons-in-law, which married his daughters, and said, Up, get you out of this place, for the Lord will destroy this city. But he seemed as one that mocked unto his sons-in-law. And when the morning arose, then the angels hastened Lot, saying, Arise, take thy wife and thy two daughters, which are here, lest thou be consumed in the iniquity of the city. And while he lingered, the men laid upon his hand, and upon the hand of his wife, and upon the hand of his two daughters, and the Lord being merciful unto him, and they brought him forth, and set him without the city. And it came to pass, when they had brought them forth abroad, that he said, Escape for thy life, look not behind thee, neither stay thou in all the plain. Escape to the mountains, lest thou be consumed. And Lot said unto them, Oh, not so, my lord. Behold now, thy servant hath found grace in thy sight, and thou hast magnified thy mercy, which thou hast showed unto me in saving my life, and I cannot escape the mountain, lest some evil take me, and I die. Behold now, the city is near to flee into, and it is a little one. Oh, let me escape thither. This is not the little one, and thou shalt live. And he said unto him, See, I have accepted thee concerning this thing also. and that I will not overthrow the city for which thou hast spoken. Haste thee, escape thither, for I cannot do a thing till thou be come thither. Therefore the name of the city is called Zor. The sun was risen up in the The sun was risen upon the earth when Lot entered into Zor. Then the Lord rained upon Sodom and upon Gomorrah brimstone and fire from the Lord out of heaven. And he overthrew these cities, and all the plain, and all the inhabitants of these cities, and that which grew upon the ground. But his wife looked back from behind him, and she became a pillar of salt. And Abraham got up early in the morning to the place where he stood before the Lord. And he looked toward Sodom and Gomorrah, and toward the land of the plain, and beheld, and lo, the smoke of the country went up as smoke of the furnace. And it came to pass, when God destroyed the cities of the plain, that God remembered Abraham, and sent Lot out to the midst of the overthrow, when he overthrew the cities in which Lot dwelt. And Lot went up to Zor, and dwelt in the mountain, and his 2 daughters with him, for he feared to dwell in Zor. And he dwelt in a cave, he and his 2 daughters. And the firstborn said unto the younger, Our father is old. There is not a man in the earth to come unto us after the manner of all earth. Come, let us make our father drink wine, and we will lie with him, that we may preserve the seed of our father. So, God killed Sodom and Gomorrah, destroyed them, only sparing a select few people. And then this stuff's going to happen. We don't need to recap that. That's kind of wild. Were there really no other people that were not related to them? That doesn't seem very good. And they made their father drink wine that night, and the firstborn went in and lay with their father. And he perceived not what she lay down, nor when she arose. And it came to pass on the morrow that the firstborn said unto the younger, Behold, I lay yesternight with my father. Let us make him drink wine this night also, and go thou in, and lie with him. And they may preserve seed of our father. And they made their father drink wine that night also. And the younger arose and lay with him. And he perceived not when she lay down, nor when she arose. Thus were both daughters of Lot with child by their father. And the firstborn bare a son, and called his name Moab, the same as his father of the Moabites unto this day. And the younger she also bare a son, and called Ben-Amin, the same as the father of the children of Ammon unto this day. And Abraham journeyed from thence towards the south country, and dwelled between Kadesh and Shur, and sojourned in Gerar. And Abraham said to Sarah his wife, She is my sister. Am king of great sent, and took Sarah. But God came to Abimelech in a dream by night, and said to him, Behold, thou art but a dead man, for the woman which thou hast taken, for she is a man's wife. But Abimelech had not come near her. And he said, Lord, will thou shalt slay a righteous nation? She, said he unto me, She is my sister. And she, even she herself said, He is my brother. In the integrity of my heart and innocency of my hands I have done this. And God said unto him in a dream, Yea, I know thou didst this in the integrity of thy heart, for I also withheld thee from sinning against me. Therefore suffered I thee not touch her. Now therefore restore the man his wife, for is a prophet, and he shall pray for thee, and thou shalt live. And if thou restore her not, know thou that thou shalt surely die, thou and all that are thine. That's rough. That's really rough. Therefore Amalek rose early in the morning and called all his servants and told all the things in their ears, and the men were so sore afraid. Then Amalek called Abraham and said unto him, What hast thou done unto us? And what have I offended thee, that thou hast brought on me and my kingdom a great sin? Thou hast done deeds unto me that ought not to be done. And Amalek said to Abraham, What sawest thou, and thou hast done this thing? And Abraham said, Because I thought, surely the fear of God is not in this place, and they will slay me for my wife's sake. And yet, indeed, she is my sister. She is the daughter of my father, but not the daughter of my mother. She became my wife. And it came to pass, when God caused me to wander from my father's house, that I said unto her, This is my kindness, which thou shalt show unto me. At every place whither we shall come, say of me, He is my brother. So, I'm taking it as the king saw God in his dreams because Abraham told God this stuff. And he told him this because he didn't see God was there. But he didn't do anything wrong. He was just trying to make him see a certain way that he wanted him to see. Well, that's what I'm getting anyway. And Amalek took sheep and oxen and men servants and woman servants and gave them unto Abraham and restored him Sarah his wife. And Amalek said, Behold, my land is before thee. Dwell where it pleaseth thee. And unto Sarah he said, Behold, I have given thy brother 1,000 pieces of silver. Behold, he is to thee a covering of the eyes, unto all that are with thee, and with all other. Thus she was reproved. So basically what I'm getting is that he wanted to apologize and not be smote down by God. So he gave Abraham, because Abraham is the king of all kings, he gave him stuff, silver, oxen, servants, stuff to make his life easier. So Abraham prayed unto God, and God healed Amalek and his wife and the maidservants, and they bare children. For the Lord had fast closed up all the wombs of the house of Amalek, because Sarah, Abraham's wife. So he made it to where, because we thought, that's what I'm seeing, he thought it was something bad, but turns out it wasn't. And he's like, oh, never mind. It's fine. We'll fix it. And the Lord visited Sarah as he had said, and the Lord did unto Sarah as he had spoken. For Sarah conceived and bare Abraham a son in his old age, at the set time which God had spoken to him. And Abraham called the name of his son that was born unto him, whom Sarah bare to him, Isaac. And Abraham circumcised his son Isaac, being 8 days old, as God had commanded him. And Abraham was 100 years old when his son Isaac was born unto him. Man, that's old. That's old, man. 100 years old? Can you imagine trying to get around taking care of a child? That's wild. And Sarah said, God hath me to laugh, so that all that will hear will laugh with me. And she said, Who would have said unto Abraham that Sarah should have given children suck? For I have borne him a son in his old age. And the child grew, and was weaned. And Abraham made a great feast the same day that Isaac was weaned. And Sarah saw the son of Hagar the Egyptian, which she had borne unto Abraham, mocking. Whereas she said unto Abraham, Cast out this bondwoman and her son. For the son of this bondwoman shall not be with my son, even with Isaac. Shall not be heir with my son, even with Isaac. And the thing was very grievous in Abraham's sight because of his son. And God said unto Abraham, Let it not be grievous in thy sight because of the lad, and because of thy bondwoman. In it all that Sarah hath said unto thee, hearken unto her voice, for Isaac shall thy seed be called. And also of the son of the bondwoman will I make a nation, because he is thy seed. So God said unto Abraham, let not be grievous in thy sight because of the lad, because of the bondwoman, and all that Sarah hath said unto thee, hearken unto her voice, for Isaac shall be the. So they're both his sons. That's what I'm getting. And Abraham rose up early in the morning and took bread and a bottle of water and gave it unto Hagar, putting it on her shoulder and the child, and sent her away. And she departed and wandered in the wilderness of Beersheba. And the water was spent in the bottle. She cast the child under one of the shrubs, and she went and sat her down against him a good way off, as it were a bow shot. For she said, let me not see the death of the child. And she sat over against him and lifted up her voice and wept. I guess because the child, she didn't have no more food and water, and she felt like this child was going to die. But she didn't want to see it. She couldn't. And God heard the voice of the lad, and the angel of God called to Hagar out of heaven, and said unto her, what aileth thee, Hagar? Fear not, for God hath heard the voice of the lad where he is. Arise, lift up the lad, and hold him in thine hand, for I will make him a great nation. And God opened her eyes, and she saw a well of water, and she went and filled her bottle with water, and gave the lad a drink. And God was with the lad, and he grew and dwelt in the wilderness, and became an archer. And he dwelt in the wilderness of Paran, and his mother took him a wife out of the land of Egypt,